Happy Canada Day, everybody. I'm Go Beer, Go Home. Welcome to my channel. And I'm going to do a live today because it is Canada Day. I normally do a live and I'll run trains and whatnot. But because I'm in the process of moving, I won't be able to run trains today. Sorry. It is what it is. I wish I could, but I'm going to work on some stuff because there's some stuff that I have been working on despite the fact that I don't have a layout and whatnot right now, but that's okay. Hey, Mike. Hey, Waterloo Junction. How's it going? Happy Canada Day. Yeah, it's a little different. Normally, I do a live at night or whatever, but I'm off all week. So that's I can do whatever, whenever. Almost. But I've got this ITLA kit here that I've been working on. Hey, Ethan, how's it going? And I'm going to do some wiring with it because I've been in the process of adding lights to it. It's far enough along that I can do that and still be able to do things like, weather it and whatnot, but adding little details and whatnot as I go. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to walk you through the process. And also I'll demo the Just Plug lighting system for you guys because not a lot of people know about them. I find, I get a lot of questions about it still. And then the people that have used it, they're either, hit and miss. They're either like, I love it, it's a great product. But then there's also people that say, I'm limited. So it is what it is. I'll show you because I really like the Just Plug lighting system. And I'm going to work on that here for you today. So hey, everybody watching. So I'm going to just tilt this down. We're going to take a look at this kit. Okay, so this is the kit that we've been working on here. This is an ITLA kit. And I got to untangle this because I was working away and I wanted to test some stuff out. And so far, so good. But I'm going to turn it around so you guys can actually see what I see. I don't need to see. You guys do. So this is the kit that I've been working on. And it's not complete, right? Because there's still some pieces that I need to add. And then there's the little stairs here that go like this. And there's another one that's right over here. And then there's supposed to be another one way over here. But I got to fix the wiring because it's all underneath like this. I imagine that most people are at their cottage or camping and whatnot this weekend, but I'm not going away until next weekend. So I got lots of time to go and not do around the house and whatnot. Okay. So I have here. These are my little lamps. They're my gooseneck lamps. There's one there and one there. And the wiring that they come with is very small. And I'm not a big fan of the size of the wire because it makes it really hard to work with. So that's where we're going to have to fix some stuff here. So I'm just going to tilt this. There we go. All right. A live that's almost on the whim, but not really, because I was like, maybe I should. Okay, so this is what you get. You get two gooseneck lamps, and you get this thing here. This is it's almost like an alligator clip type thing here, because you have to squeeze that in, and then you put the wire in there. And the wire, again, very small. And then on this end, you get, obviously, this type of plug, which would go into a red port. They're color-coded. So the light hub, which is the red one. And there's only one way for that wire to go in. So the red hub, which I'll kind of show you here. So you've got your power in, which I've got a cord running to a blue hub. I'll tell you more about that after. control. So you can basically add a control just to this itself so that you can choose when to power on and power off. If you don't, then just put the dummy plug in and then it'll make it continuously work. These are all your dimmers. So you just turn the knob and it'll either work or not work, or it'll be very dim. You can have 4 lights on there, or in a case like this where you have 2 lights plugged into one hub, you can have 8. And in some cases where you get street lights, with the street lights, you get 3 lights that all plug into one of these. So yeah, 6, 12, 24, no, 6, no, whatever. You get to add a bunch of lights. Anyways, so blue hub. So we've got this one cable here running to my blue light hub. This allows you to plug 4 of these red hubs into one blue hub. We've got my power in, which is just a, the wall plug. And that's how it powers everything. I've got my control, which is an on and off button. And then you've got 4 ports. So you can add 4 these hubs into here and so on and so forth. Now, there is a power in and a power out. That basically means power in is your power cable from the wall. Power out allows you to connect a cable to another one of these blue hubs. So they say that you can have 2 blue hubs and then 8 red hubs all on one power source. So yeah, it'll obviously allow you to add a lot of hubs to one electrical socket. So that's how I have that set up. I'm going to see if this works. I've got my power cable here. I know the cables were kind of loose because they were okay, so yeah, there's one. You can kind of see it there. And if I do this, if I dim it, you can kind of turn it down a little bit. Very cool. Hey, Anthony, how's it going? Oh, Trackside Mike wants to know what I make my road out of. Well, this is just like, it's concrete pad, but all it is cork. So it's a giant cork sheet that I cut into squares or, other shapes. And then I take the plaster and I cover it with plaster. I let it dry. I paint it gray. So I spray paint the concrete gray color. And then when you break it, right, because all that concrete is sitting on top, right, the plaster, you can break it very easily and then put it back together, and it makes it look like cracks, which is kind of cool. I can't remember where I learned that from, but I've seen that and I'm like, I want to try it. So I did, and that's how it turned out. Okay, so as far as the lights go, I've got one plugged in and I have one that is not plugged in. The main reason for that is because this is ridiculously hard to wire. If you could see how small those wires are, you got to be able to fit 2, sometimes 3 of those into these without letting the other wires, come out. So I have a way that I do this, and I'll show you guys how I do this, because it is tricky, and it's one of those things that a lot of people will complain about when it comes to these light hubs. And I'm just going to push everything forward here. So you get a good amount, you get a good strand of wire, which is great. But I personally use a bit of a thicker wire. There's different ones that you can use, but I'm just wondering if I have any small bits of wire here first. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to use this. And do I have a different color? Different color. Hoping. Oh, no, things that I forget about that I put in my drawer, and you forget all about it, and then you find it again. Okay, no, that's fine. I'll just cut pieces off of here. Okay, so this wire here, it looks like it might be 20 gauge. But I use this for the layout. I use this for a lot of things. This is bus wire. This is, how I wire some of this stuff too. Okay, so I don't need a long piece. I just need a piece that I can make some wire extensions. Of course, I'm going to. This is what happens when you're packing for, to move. You throw stuff in a drawer, or you don't remember where you put it. Everything gets lost and tangled, and I cannot wait to move. Okay. Whoop. I'm just going to plug this in so that I can keep that up. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit off both ends. Of each of these wires. Now I've given myself 6 wires because I've got. Oh no, sorry, I gave myself 4. Or is it? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, 4. Must be tired. I think it's 20 gauge. I believe it's not too thick. It's just a copper wire. I use it for literally everything. And you can get a roll of it 100 feet from like the Home Depot or whatever, and I'm sure that there's other wire that you could use, but this is just what I've got, so this is what I'm going to use because I use it for like literally everything, and I've got tons of it. I saved all my wire from the layout as well. Well, most of it. Whatever I could save, I did save. Okay, so I stripped the ends. Honestly, this is probably one of the coolest tools I have. If you don't have one and you're working with layouts and wiring, it cuts your wire, it strips the ends. I don't know what else it does. I'm sure it does a lot of, it pinches the, whatchamacallit, connector pins as well. And it's great. Dave got me this one year for Christmas, and comparing it to my old one, which, this is more of a manual one, but it wouldn't totally strip the wire, and yeah, it was brutal. So he got me a way cooler one because he was overworking on the layout one time, and he's like, "This thing is terrible." So he's like, "You know what? You need a better one." And I do often use, red and white wire, red and black, negative and positive to me, because like positive, I like red, color red, go Canada. And I just realized Canada, red and white, right? So fits the theme. Black and white are, negative colors, right? So that's how I remember, and that's how I do my entire layout. Now, because this is a very thin wire, you do have to be careful because it will break easy, it will burn easy, and you definitely don't want either of those things to happen. But all I do, using my little alligator clips here, I'm going to tin the ends of these wires, and then they will stick together. And then I've got the little sleeve thing to cover it up. I forget what they're called. Just want to see if it's. I'm gonna have to get a new soldering iron as well because this one has seen better days. So you just tin the wire. I don't use a lot. And then you try to kind of do the same thing on this little wire here. And then all you want to do is if you can see it, which I can't. There we go. So if I let this go, it is now connected to that wire. Cool. Oh, and I just remembered, it's called shrink tubing. I've got shrink tubing. Yeah, I should have put the. So I've got some really small stuff, and then I've got this bigger stuff. I need to get another one. I'm almost out. No, that's one wire, and I don't know if that's the first one or the second one. Okay, so that has to be the first one. I'm just trying to give myself a bit more length here. This is going to be difficult because I'm now adding a second wire to this. And I got to tin this too. Yeah, I guess I don't need the extra set. I was originally going to do individual solders, but I think that tying them together might be more beneficial. Cool. So I don't know if you can see that, but if you can't, basically I took both of the red wires from both of these lights, which are very small, and I have now soldered them to this larger red wire. And this is where I can slip this on. I probably don't need all of this shrink tubing, but all I do is I just heat it up. You can use a lighter. A lighter is probably easier than using something like this. Happy Valley Hobbies, how's it going? Happy Canada Day. We are working away today. We've got some lighting that we're doing. So, actually, I'm going to get rid of these two wires. I'm going to put them over on the side. I'll probably need them for more lighting afterwards, but we've got two lights already, and they're connected to here. I did the shrink wrap, which is good. And now we're going to do the black to white wire. So I'm going to just put that there, and we're going to have to tin this. Hey, Tim. How's it going, Tim? Tim is up this Thursday, don't forget. I'm pretty sure he's good for Thursday night, Third Rail Thursday. Gotta tin these wires as well. Also, tinning it makes it a little bit easier to see because it is really small. Tim says, oh, yeah. So either he's drinking Kool-Aid or he agreed to Thursday night. So either one. Either one. So I'm going to try to connect these two wires now. And this is another one of those tools where if you do not have one, I definitely recommend it. It's like an extra set of hands, really. So that always helps. And also being ambidextrous, that also helps too. Because I'm about to do things with the opposite hand. And look how easy that was. That was easier than the first one. So I'm going to let that cool for a second, and then we're going to throw on the, whatchamacallit, the shrink tubing. Now, a lot of this wire here as well, it is a mess. I've got a twist tie here. It's the twist tie that one of the things came with. So I should be able to bunch most of this up, twist tie it, and then even like hot glue it on the inside of the building. Nothing really is going to be near the bottom, but I might put some floors with some lighting over on this side. There's going to be a light on the inside of this doorway here, and then I have to put a light on the outside of that door there. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, first things first. I want to see if this works and if we get the lighting going with both of those doorways there. So again, with the shrink tubing, everybody have plans for today? I know not everybody that's here is American or Canadian, but today is Canada Day here in Canada. What is everybody doing? And July 4th is coming too. It's a couple of days away. We're probably going to go see some fireworks tonight, take the kids. For once, I'm not working. Usually I work Canada Day. But not this year. Even if I was working, though, I'd be done by like 5 or 6. So it's only because I'm on vacation. Okay. That might be all the soldering I need to do today. Hopefully. Okay, so now remember when I was telling you have to get 2 wires into this thing, and it's very painful. Whoop, because the wires are so small, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt trying to do this thing, and a lot of people have issues with it. So instead of trying to stick 4 wires into 2 ports, we've soldered 2 and 2. We've got both black wires going to the white here with the black, and then we've got both reds going to the red. So hopefully, fingers crossed and all that fun stuff, hopefully this works and both of these lights will power on and it'll look cool. So let's try that. And when you have these wires now, because they're so much bigger, they go right in. Cool. Are they on? They're not on. Let me try reversing them because they're very, very particular. Okay, so there's that. Why is this one not turning on? We've got one going, but we don't have the other one going. Why is that? See, it doesn't always work out, but you know. Why don't you work? You should work. Any thoughts? I mean, I did test them. They do work. The light bulbs do work. They're not broken or anything. And obviously, if that one works, and I can test this. Yeah, see? Even that works. So maybe is there something going on here that I'm unaware of? Maybe it's just the one light choosing not to work today. Which, I mean, that's kind of messed up. Oh, you know what? I think the one wire is loose. It is. Shame on you. Okay. Well, that would explain that. Okay. Let's try this again. But this time, I'm going to have to attach another wire to that. And because the one wire came on. See, that's the problem with these small wires. Normally I'll do it and I'll just leave it and then it'll be under the layout. But even when I had my cat, she would try to bite at these wires and she would end up ripping some of them right out because it's such a fine wire. So I'm going to something here because I think the black wire is good, but yeah, it's just the red wire that might not be. So, that being said, I'm going to try something here. I've got a smaller. What if should I cut it? So I don't need it to be. Going to do a bit more soldering. See, sometimes it's trial and error. It's not always going to be perfect, but you know, sometimes it takes time. I'm happy with the build overall, though. It's really coming together. Now Dave wants me to do his. He's got a wood kit as well from ITLA. It's not the same one. It's more modular than this one. So. All right, Mike, you have yourself a great day. Have a cold one for me. Don't forget to keep it on the tracks. I think Mike and I are coming out to Springfield again at the end of the year. Well, start of next year. We always say it's the end of the year, though. We had a blast last time we came, so. Well, I'm already, take the healthier. Well, I don't know if it's healthier, but Celsius is probably the better way to go. But I am so tired. Well, that's why I took that route. Wow, I think it would really help. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. I am so tired. I thought I plugged it in. I'm like, why isn't this thing getting hotter? I did not plug it in. I unplugged the other thing, and I'm like, okay, I plugged in that, and I didn't. Tim says, we had a barbecue yesterday, so now your live stream is keeping me company while I do 1 billion dishes. Dang. 1 billion dishes. Tim's holding it down. Yeah, Trackside Mike says Springfield in January for sure. You guys missed it last year. We had quite the time out there. It was my first time going. I don't think it was Mike's, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, I've been waiting way too long to come here and see all this, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely coming back again next year because it's awesome. We don't get to go to shows like that up here, so sometimes you gotta travel a little bit. Even if you go like at once every other year or something like that, definitely worth it. Definitely, I think it took me It took me 8 hours. Shouldn't have. I got lost at one point. Yep. Normally only takes 7. I think I'll be better this time around when I go back, but it's not hot yet. Yeah, Kyle's saying that you would have saved a lot of dishes. You just use paper plates. That's true. We got that barbecue this year too. Still, I don't even know what we're doing for that. It's tough to try to schedule everything in when you know you have to get a lot of people together. So it's tough. It's not hot yet. So I'm really excited because once I move, then I can start working on a new layout. I think that's what I'll do. Also, been talking about joining up with the Ottawa HO Scale Club, and Bubs grabbed me a couple of modules the other day. So I will probably have some personal modules to work on as well. So I don't know if anybody wants to see the work on those as well as layout or whatever. But yeah, I think it'd be cool doing stuff like that. Because I've never done the well, I wouldn't say never modular style layout before. Just didn't pan out, and I'm like, I've got all this space. Why am I doing it modular? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add another wire because there's no way I'm getting that shrink wrap off of there. Hopefully this sticks a little bit better than the last one. Okay, so just shrinking the wrap. And we'll see what happens here. And hopefully we can get both of these lights lit up this time. Okay, so we're going to try this again. That goes in there. And then those two will go into here. Now, when I disconnect this one and then I add the other one, hopefully this works. Fingers crossed, guys. Okay, what is our final verdict here? Can't see anything yet. Oh, they're both on. See? It works now. It was just that one dumb wire. And which one is it in? It's in this one. Can I adjust this? Yeah, so that's what it looks like when it's off. Kind of boring. And then when we add lights, oh, wait, wrong one. So you can have them super bright, which is not super realistic. I'm going to dim it down a little bit. There. So it's just lighting the doorways. That's really cool. And I know it's probably bright and you can't really, well, you can kind of see it. So now I need to gather this wire carefully and hopefully not rip anything or break anything. Hopefully. And oops. And then that way I can tie it all together. So far, so good. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, where did my tie go? Oh, there it is. The sun gives you vitamin C. Not a gooseneck lamp. Okay, so I've kind of somewhat tied it off and it'll sit in there. I can add this hub just in the back side here because you won't see it anyways. And then I can run the wires, which would be this wire here down below, and you'll never see it because all the wiring is behind the backdrop, as they say. Now, if I knew where my little bulbs were, my nanos, which I should have some nanos somewhere, which kind of make me want to look. So we have nanos in here, and in there, and then that's tracks. So I know I have a box of just lights. Do you want to add this? So I do want to add a lamp post and some other stuff. Probably have to add it on there somehow. Probably glue. And lights. Do I have lights? I don't have lights. Okay. Yeah, I thought I'd have lights, but I don't. They're out there somewhere. Hey, Andy, how's it going? I was just doing some wiring here to kind of add, you can kind of see the lights on the building there. Looks cool. Thanks, Tim. I do need to add graffiti still. And of course, I do have these little signs, like I want to put North York Chemical right there. And then I've got a tall one. This one here, which I kind of want to put over here, which you can't see because my big hand is in the way. Here we go. Like over on this side somewhere. We'll see what happens. But that's the plan. Some of that stuff. And now that I know that works, I'm going to unplug my hub. And I'm going to move my hubs out of the way. Because I really only need those when I'm doing it as a display. So now I've got this thing here. And I can put this, I can do something like this here. Kind of add a line like this. I know it's kind of far to be putting that. I'd sooner put it from here to here and then run like wires like along like this. But I don't want to do that yet. But that's kind of the plan, just in case you were wondering. You're like, what is Chris doing with that telephone pole? That's exactly what So I'm just moving some of the stuff out of the way. Okay. Can I tilt this? Yes, I can. Some of the stuff will fall off. That's okay. I didn't glue all this stuff to the roof yet. Now, normally there's a junction box. I don't remember. That might be it there. But I don't know how that gets built. Electric meters and junction boxes. So I wonder if I put this thing, because I can paint it, and then it would kind of see, even this isn't breaking, and it's like if this was plastic, if this was a plastic kit, that would have broken by now. Yeah, so we've got like a little meter box here, and like I swear I could probably put this like something like this here, or even like this. And then I almost want to replace that. Got to check to see how that would go. Because again, I don't mind putting that on there, but it's got to make sense, right? Okay, well, I don't want to throw that out. I don't want that to get mixed with anything. I'm going to put it over there. Then I'm going to have to check with Nick to see what he says in case they need to. So there's certain things where it's like you get three of a kind, but what it is that you have to sandwich them together to make them thicker. And that's what makes them stand out a bit more. So I'm going to take some of this that's garbage and move it over to there. That way I don't have all this stuff all over the place. Not yet. We're going to go look at a place tomorrow. Very hopeful. It's down the road. So fingers crossed, and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're very hopeful. And if that's the case, we could be moving in as early as July 15th or even, August 1st, right? So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so some of this I do want to weather a little bit because I feel like I'm never done as far as with this whole weathering thing. Where is probably in here? Yep. Because this yellow is just too bright. Stairs will be in front of there anyway, so that won't matter. I also want to add grass like coming up in between these cracks here on the concrete, but I'm yet to do that. That'll be fun. So I use the static grass. Hey Todd, how's it going? Model's looking great. That sideways wraparound duct looks cool. Yeah, this here. Now you can't really see it, but there's I even put pigeon poop along there because I figured birds would be gathering along there to sit on there, or even if they were up here, it would drop down naturally. But yeah, just doing a bit of weathering just to kind of bring it together, and then I'll be able to do some signage on it and whatnot. So should be good. Should be good. I really like it. I had it lit up earlier because I've added some gooseneck lamps. There's one right there and one right there as well. So it looks really cool over top of the door, just lighting up the doorway. It's really neat. I'll be adding more lights, but that's where I am so far with that. Can't wait to graffiti this when you come visit me. When am I coming to visit you? Soon? Maybe soon? Possibly. Possibly. You never know. With my schedule, anyways. This was a sneak live stream. Just popping in for a sec. Hey, Brian, happy Canada Day. Yeah, happy Canada Day to all the Canadians watching. I'm off all week, so I decided I'm like, well, you know what? I feel like doing a live. I don't get to come down here as much as I'd like to, because usually when I'm down here, I'm doing work, not fun work. This is fun work. Todd says, did you color the walls with rattle can paint? I like the way your bricks look. There's a slight random variation in color, but the overall hull is similar to, so it looks very natural. I'm glad you noticed that. But yeah, what I did basically was I sprayed the whole thing in the gray, like the main gray color. Then I taped off all the brick sections, including all the little notches and whatnot, and I spray painted it with an oxidized red. And then once that was done, I went in and I have 3 different colors of brick that I added to it. So I did a raw umber brick, a burnt sienna red, which is kind of like burnt sienna is kind of like a brownish, I think. I don't know. It's like a reddish brown. And then I did a terracotta as well, which is almost like it's the bright. So you got your super dark, your medium dark, and then your bright. And then you do random bricks, It takes a long time. I mean, I've been working on this thing for well over a month now. And we were doing it collectively. It was a few of us, including Sarky, Bernard from Mini Prince, and Steve. So they have their versions of this, and then this is my version of it. And yeah, all of them look different. It's the same kit, but they all look different. Whether it's painted different colors or the shape of it, we all have different shapes. Mine's a background building, obviously, but yeah, so it's fun. Well, that's the thing, right? Because some kits, you want to get done quickly, and you just want to do the base coat, second coat of whatever, because they're not all just one color, right? And then that's good. You place it, forget about it. For me, this is an expensive kit. I'm not gonna lie, it's with the extra ducks and whatnot. The inside kit here, I mean, you're looking at about 160 Canadian. So you don't want to rush it. You don't want to, slap it together and hope for the best. You want to take your time. You want to make it look really, really good. And when I see when I see the examples that ITLA has done of other kits and this kit, I'm just like blown away. And I'm like, I want my kits to look like that. I want to bring that level of realism to my layout if I had a layout. But you know what I mean. So that's why I want to take my time with some of this and, make it look a little bit more professional, I guess, in a sense. I'm not pro, not about to say or pretend that I am, but I've done enough kits, the plastic kits, anyways, to know how to do some of this. But then also, being able to talk to Nick and say, hey, Nick, how would you do this? Or what type of colors would you use? And then, be able to emulate that. And there's also another thing that I want to do with the brick. I know I've mentioned it in the past as well, but something that was recommended to me from Nick was that you take the plaster. You know how when you get plaster, there's the pre-mixed stuff, and then there's also the stuff where you have to mix in your own water. So it's basically just powder at that point. And you take some of the powder, and then you rub your finger on some of these brick areas, and then you just leave it. You don't have to do a coat of anything over top of it. You just leave it, and it brings out the bricks even more because it goes into all the little crevices. And then that's how you would finish it off, basically. So once I get everything else to where I want it to, and I seal it, and I do that final coat over it, I'm probably going to put like the concrete stuff on there just to bring out the bricks one last time, which I think will look really cool because I'm picturing it in my mind and it seems neat. So it's something I'm probably going to do. Definitely, yeah, definitely worth the money. It's like I've seen kits that are, over $100, and you're like, yeah, it's a big kit, but it's like it's not worth, that much. The way that the wood, because this is all completely wood except for the little, gooseneck things there. This is all completely wood. And when you put the paint on the wood absorbs the paint in a really neat way. It helps it to dry quicker, but it also it has a nicer look to it than spraying plastic or putting paint on plastic, and then it seems very streaky or there's certain aspects to it that are just not as nice looking, we'll say. Hey, Anthony. Anthony says, Chris, you did an excellent job of bringing your first, yeah, it being my first wood kit. Yeah, absolutely. Very professional job. You should think about doing it for a living. That's why I take my time on ITLA kits. They are pricey to rush through. No, it's true. Um, thank you. Thank you, first of all. I love doing these kits and whatnot, and I told you guys like so many times that if I could do wood kits, or not wood kits, but just build kits and whatnot for a living, that would be that would be amazing. But obviously, the world don't work like that for me, so I gotta do the 9 to 5 still. But Dave, so you guys know Dave Co. He has a section on his layout where he has kind of like an industrial kind of theme like this, and he has an ITLA kit, but he has the modular build, and he saw this and he's like, "Yo, do you want to do my kit for me?" Because he's been very good at doing like everything for himself with his kit, or not his kit, his layout. Because he had a bad habit, and I don't really call it a bad habit, but he would call it a bad habit of asking me to do his buildings for him and stuff like that. And I obviously have no problem with it. I don't care. But he's like, he wanted to do things different this time around with this layout that he's doing. He said, "No, I'm not gonna, ask anybody for help. I'm just gonna do everything myself," which is, it's cool. But then he's like, "Oh, do you want to do that kit for me?" I'd love to, obviously. So I don't mind. I know there was a point to that. It took too long to get to the point. So I still don't even think I reached it. Also, another thing that helps? Vallejo Weathering FX. Just saying, it's not all me. Use the right tool, the right tool for the right job, as they say. Because this stuff works wonders. I can't wait to do a locomotive. I still have not weathered a locomotive yet. And it's something that's been on my list for a while. And I'm sure I'll get there. I just haven't yet. Now, those are expensive, right? $300-$400 locomotive, and then trying to weather it. Hey, Randall, how's it going? You guys want to see this thing lit up after, I can show you for those who miss. It's not a difficult thing to do, but I won't do it unless somebody really wants to see it lit up. Hey, Dave, how's it going? Happy Canada Day. think the coolest thing about these kits in general are that they're all custom. You can make them look how you want for the area that you're building, right? So with something like this here, because it's a backdrop building, obviously you're going to have it behind your tracks and whatnot, but you can make it as a three-dimensional building and have it in front of your tracks or wherever. You can just change the shape of it and yeah, just change it up completely, make it look totally different from everyone else's. Yeah, definitely use the right green. Dave, Chris, I miss your Sunday live feeds. I just stumbled upon this one while waiting. Well, yeah, today's a random one for sure because first off, it's Monday. Second of all, I mean, like I started at 10:30, I think it was. Timing wasn't so much the factor, but I think that just because I know everyone's gonna be busy tonight with fireworks and whatnot. I'm just like, well, I'll do one now, like in the morning. Kind of like people are, awake and they might be bored. So what's happening right now? Not much. And I might go back to doing some Sunday builds. I don't know yet. Based off my schedule, it's not worth it. I do the Saturday night builds instead because I actually have time, Saturday evening. It's just kind of how my schedule is worked out, so I can do, a live every Saturday night. But I'm not opposed to, doing the odd Sunday morning or whatever. I think I'll be able to make things, you know, a bit different, and I'll be able to change it up a bit more once I move, and we get all that sorted. Hopefully soon. Awesome Possum, how's it going? I'm waiting for my wife to get ready to go out. I hope you bring the Sundays back when you finally get settled into your new place. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Dave, are you still coming out our way if I do a barbecue the end of August? I know I haven't talked to you much recently, but I've been trying to figure that all out too, because of my schedule. Normally, I would do it on a Sunday morning, which I could do, but I'm supposed to work that long weekend, so I might have to do it the weekend before. I'll post more information about it closer to, but it's like, well, 2 months away. So Well, less than 2 months, I should say. My recommendation, though, if you're coming, bring any of that stuff that you're selling, like if you've got any trucks and whatnot, because I know that there was a couple that I wanted to get off of you, but you've got a couple other ones that you're looking to sell. I know that some of the guys would probably buy those up from you if you're looking to unload any. Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, because I like 110% want that. And it's fine because I haven't really bought anything like train related recently, except yesterday I did buy a another Via Rail lanyard. I'm a big lanyard guy. I don't know why, but I collect all these lanyards, and I've got some Via, I've got a Rapido, Intermountain, Ontario Northland, CN, all like my favorites, right? And then I saw another Via Rail one on eBay, so I totally bought it. Well, I bid on it, and I won the bid. So I'll trade you a burger for it. I'll have to convince my wife to make more burgers. And hopefully this time I don't forget half of them at home. That's what happened last year. She she put them in two containers, and I remember only seeing one container, but it's because I thought they were all in one container. Nope. So it's a good thing Mark brought hot dogs. Otherwise, we would have been short a whole lot of food. That was my bad. What time is it? It's 12. Okay, so it's been an hour and a half, right? There's something I know I have to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now because I've been working on this thing, and I got the lighting done. I got some more weathering on it done. Changed that, and I added, some more weathering down this thing and all that. But there's a project that I have to do, and the project itself is not for me, but I've done some for me, so I'll show you guys. Now that that's out of the way, if you guys want to see it lit after, I'll show you after, but I gotta do this first. This is a piece of my layout. So I don't know if I should use cardboard, if I can just get away with using this. Let me see. Well, that's going to be annoying if. You know what? That'll. Chris, do you see more Craftsman's kits in your future? Well, I'm a big fan of the ITLA kits, so I will probably do more once I have a layout, and I'll be able to say, okay, so I can use this kit and it can go here. Where this one here, I've got like the little diorama that I've got for it, and I'm pretty sure I can move that to the layout. I'll just have to incorporate it. You know, somewhere, whether it's in the background or what. It's a vocal point. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, besides kits for me, I have one to do for Dave Co. Dave wants me to do his ITLA wood kit. So I'm probably either going to do that one as a live or I'll do that one as a series. And then you guys can follow along with that. I know that sometimes these lives get redundant where what is he working on? Oh, okay, he's working on that again or still. So I'll switch it up eventually, but for now. But yes, I do plan on doing more wood kits in the future. I'm a big fan. I feel like I'm hooked now. And I'm very excited to start my next one. So we'll see what happens. So I don't know which kit I'm going to do, but there's a couple that I have my eye on. I do like the train station. The train station looks so good. Have a good one, Dave. And happy Canada Day to anybody who's watching. I know everybody's like, what are you doing? What are you doing with this big piece of foam? Well, I'm putting pins through it. So it's definitely going to be a pin board. But a pin board for what, you say? Well, I do have to make some pipe loads for Mr. Dundas Junction Model Railroad. Because he said that he's going to be getting some pipe cars, like the OBR pipe cars. And I said, okay, well, I can do some pipe loads for you if you'd like. And he said, okay. And that's what I'm going to do. They'll see him in September at the Otter Valley pop-up event. Another thing I'm excited for. Got to meet lots of cool people last year. I hope even more people show up this year. Even Crooked River and Eastern Dave came up from the States, and he brought Anthony Georgia Sun Belt. And I got to meet both of them in person. And then I saw him again at at the Springfield show only a few months after that. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, they're good guys. So. And the friends I have made from this hobby, let me tell you, so many interesting people, so many cool people, and like-minded individuals who just share the same passion. You know, it's great. It's awesome. And I welcome it. I'm just trying to find the straight pins here, the ones that'll work the best, because I don't want everything hitting each other, and I'm putting them you know, about like 1 by 1 inch apart here. I don't know if you can see that, but those are all the pins there. I'm almost done. I'm almost through this thing. A couple more rows, and then I can start the dipping. I don't know if I have my... I could use that yellow, because he said he wanted yellow and orange. So that it would be that yellow there that I use. So I can at least do the yellow pins for him today. I do enjoy making my own loads for cars as well. It's something that I've made trackside Mike some other pipe loads for the Rapido gondolas. Made some for myself, and oh, I did some for Bubs 031, and I also have a set for Big CW as well. I gotta get his to him as well. Excuse me. Okay, one more. I just need one really good straight pin. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'll put all these back in here. I'm gonna need more pins if I'm gonna do a new layout. Most of those are janky. Where did I put? Because I know I have bags and bags and bags of pipe load. Those are switches. I just gotta find them is all. That's not. Where did I put them? These are all my straws. They're all switches. Where did I put my pipe loads? Where did I put them? I think I put them somewhere. Give me 1 second. I think I know where I put them. And of course, it's not like right here where I can, unless I, no, I didn't. Okay, give me 1 second. 1 second. That's the joy of moving, right? Okay, I got them. We are having fun. Okay. So OBR pipe, you get, I don't know, 200 or so in a thing. I'm not sure. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So just 1, 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20. I told them I would do 2 loads of 50. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's 50. If I find that I need to make more or extra, I can definitely do that. But he said he just wanted enough for 2 cars, 2 different colors. So that's what we'll do. And I'm going to use yellow because yellow is one of the colors that I used previously. You only do yellow, blue, green, red, orange. Is there another one? I don't remember. I don't think so. So they just go on here like that. And they, put them in the little pegboard. But I'm going to need to stir that first. Just so that consistency is good. Cool. So then it's just a matter of dipping the threaded portion in, just like that. And because the acrylic paint is thick, or it's thick enough, it's not going to run down the pipe. And you don't want to go too deep with it because it's just the threaded part. And then you've got a pipe load that you can use on your bulkhead pipe load car. Now, some people will bundle them and some people will keep them loose. I've seen both in real life, so it's really up to you. But if you're coloring the ends of your pipe, you do not want to mix the colors. So you would never see like a blue mixed in with red or a little rainbow car of all the colors. And the yellow, or not the yellow, but the colored end represents how much PSI pressure that pipe is able to handle. And that's how they tell them all apart for whatever job they need to do with the pipe. I need to get more pipe curves myself because I think I have 7. I have 7 right now. So I need to get 3 more, I think. Do like a 10-car train and just have a specific customer that deals with the pipe. Again, you don't want your top tips touching. And these will dry within the next 3 hours. And they'll be ready to go. Yeah, it's tough because like when you don't have a layout, I mean, there's people that don't have a layout and then they just buy and collect. But for me, because I buy with a purpose or an intent to use it or to implement it in some sort of way. So it's hard for me to buy something when I don't have a layout because I don't know what direction I'll be going in. I have a general direction to which I know I want to go in when I build a layout again. But um, you know, that whole when situation is kind of a pain because I don't know when it will be. So that really puts a damper on it. Like I've been wanting to get the Jeep 9 set, but without a layout, it kind of makes it like I won't be able to run it, and it'll just sit. And when will I get to use it? I also have to get a set before they all disappear. All right, Kyle, you have yourself a great day. Thanks for stopping by. I'm hoping by next Thursday, which, what date is that? So not the 4th, but the 11th. So hopefully by the 11th, when I do my Third Rail Thursday, that I have some good news for everybody. No, I don't like that. See, and because it's also acrylic, I just wipe it clean, and then I'll try it again. There, much better. But you gotta wipe it clean while it's still wet. So make sure you're inspecting each one as you're adding it to your pegboard. Hey, Chris, have you seen Class 1 Model Works, carloads, and flat cars? You probably like them. Class 1 Model Works? Yeah. Yeah, I have. Yeah, they're really nice. It's a different story, though, like when you can make your own stuff. There's certain things that I will spend to get, but there's certain things where it's like, well, you know what? If I can do it myself or, close to that, then I will definitely take the less expensive approach. And the lights are a really good example of that. The whatchamacallit, the just plug lighting system. I could save lots of money by doing it myself and wiring it myself and adding resistors and whatnot. I can solder, that's not a problem. But I'm not a big fan of doing that stuff. I try to avoid doing electrical at all costs. So I just get the just plug system and it's all done for me, and away you go. Some things are worth the money, some things are not. Okay, so I said I would do 50, and I got about 40 done. There's about 40 of these on here now. So I'm going to let them dry over the next several hours. I probably won't be back down here today because I'm going to go up, hang out with the family, and I think it's 12:30, so it's about lunchtime, and you know, do all that fun stuff. Probably go see fireworks and whatnot tonight because it's Canada Day, and get back to it. So I'll probably be down here again, throughout the week, chipping away on things. Whether or not I do it as a live or not, I don't know yet. But I have fun doing stuff like this. It's just little jobs that need to be done. Do the ends get clogged dipping them? Paint does go on the inside a little bit, but I'm not sure if they get clogged. Even if it does, you can't really see the end of it. You want to be able to see the side of the thread. You don't really see the end because of the bulkhead, because it goes like this. So you don't really see the tip. You just see this part here. But yeah, I'm having fun doing it. I don't think I finished dipping all the rods from my cars even. So I'll probably have to do that as well, and I have to weather a whole bunch of cars. I was thinking about doing a whole series of shorts where I say, okay, well, this is the car I'm doing, this is who makes it, this is the car number, and then I weather it, and then do them as shorts. Because I've got over 40 of the what are they called, the cylindrical ore cars, and then I've got 7 pipe cars, and then I've got so many grain hoppers and whatnot as well. So I need to weather all of them, and it's a lot of work. But if I do it like that, where it's like a video series or a short series, then it gives me something to work towards. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot going on. I do have to clear coat that as well. And I don't know, I gotta find those lights. Like, I feel like I have a tube like this. It's not this tube because there's screws in here, but I got my lights in here, and yeah, those are just mounting screws. But I need to find my other LEDs because I gotta light up the inside of this building as well. So I'll have to dig those out somehow. But it's 12:30, 12:31. So I'm gonna wrap things up here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today on Canada Day. Be safe and be patriotic, and yeah, we'll be building more kits later or soon, either one. But stick around because, of course, Tim from the Make It Live, he'll be going live this Thursday night on Third Rail Thursday. I got my CN shirt on for Canada, my red and white. So we're gonna have fun today. But you guys have yourselves a great day, and yeah, I got a train to catch. So we'll see you. We'll see you around.